How is everyone doing today? And in this video, we are going to talk about the biggest, and I mean, yes, the biggest update that is going to be hitting Heaven Burns Red. If you've been playing since day one, the game is about to monumentally shift towards the more cleaner, more nicer direction when it comes to all of the quality of life updates we're going to get, all of the events we're going to have, all the pulls we're going to be receiving, and all the free multis we're going to be getting as well. With, of course, what we've already looked at, which is the celebration itself, coming with Kanade and Yuri, with Yuri being one of the free characters, us getting a event story that is going to be a limited time only, and of course all the other things included with this specific celebration, with of course the banners itself, which include the Yuri and also Kanade, with also the paid banner, which I do also want to talk about, because this paid banner, although not everyone's going to be pulling on this, what it gives is kind of insane, which I'll get to that in a quick moment. But to talk about all of the other things we're going to get, we're going to be receiving a lot of UI changes, which make the game look cleaner. We're going to be seeing a lot of quality of life, which makes it look a lot better. And I'm also going to have some video examples as well thrown up on the video whenever I talk about it and I have it recorded, because I did get some information from Bakasa, of course, our favorite resource ever, inside this video, because I did talk to him to be able to confirm a lot of the stuff that we are getting and how it works. So for the most part, we are going to go ahead and start talking about some of the quality of life that we're going to be getting in this update, which, like I said, a lot of this is just really good stuff for the future of the game. One of the first things is that the platinum recruitments will be interchangeable. So as you may know from, let's say, the banners that we currently have in game right now, we have Nina and Isuzu, and we also have Hisame and Aina, if I'm not wrong, if these two are the right ones. Yeah, so these two currently do not have a gauge in any way, shape, or form. The bonus bar does not have any instance of being on these banners, but of course some of these banners have a exchange point shop where it has all the characters that are currently out with the current banner. So let's say the Nina and Isuzu here, and also the Hisame and Aina here. If you pulled on the Nina and Isuzu banner, you would be getting pity towards this banner as well. That way you could pick out of the four which characters you would want. So let's say you were pulling on Nina and Isuzu, you thankfully got Nina and Isuzu. Now guess what? Boom, you get to get somebody like Aina and pull Aina out. You don't even have to pull on this banner. You just straight up skip Hisame and get Aina, which I think is an absolutely beautiful change, that concurrent banners will allow you to just pull out one of the characters for the pity, which I think is a very good thing for not only those who want to maximize the amount of value they use for their cords, but also to just pull out a character out of a banner that you really don't want to pull on, because there are going to be the cases where they're going to be good characters like Aina in this banner, and then Hisame is there, although really nice, doesn't necessarily need to be grabbed. So having this opportunity to be able to grab any SS rank that are concurrently running at the same time, always an amazing thing without a doubt. The next thing is the Reaver update. Now in the game, where of course, as you've seen, if you've already reverted some of your characters, some of these options, when you go to the, let's say, Reaver Mua, when you go to revert this character, we have three different types of bells. You have the light blue bell, the red bell, and then the dark blue bell. Now you're going to be seeing every single one of those bells turn into one specific currency. So it will no longer be three types of bells, it will only be one, and you're going to have those converted into that one bell. And let's say how I have right now, 23, 22, and 20. 20 plus 23 is 43, and then 43 plus 22 is going to be 65, if I'm not wrong. Hopefully I was calculating that right. I will be receiving 65 of those bells instead of these three separate currencies. Now with those 65 bells, you're going to need to use three, similar to what we have here, to be able to revert the units, which of course give you the skill slots after a certain amount of reversions, and also give you those extra stats. The other good thing that comes with this reversion update is you will no longer be losing XP upon reverting your character. So hold off on it. I know we're only one day away, so it kind of doesn't matter. But as you can see right here, I'm at level 130 with this Mua, and it would revert them back down to 128 if I go ahead and do so with reverting them. This will not be the case when it comes to next patch. Next patch, she will continue to stay at 130, so it makes it a lot easier to keep building out these characters. You won't have to go ahead and grind out those levels once more every single time you try to revert your characters, especially if you're trying to grind out the slots for the specific character to give them the skill slots they need to be able to house the moves that you want on them, and also so that you can enjoy those stat bonuses that you're going to be getting from those as well. So it's really nice to see that they're kind of simplifying the process of reverting your characters, with it being just only one currency, and also with them not taking away XP as well, which I think is a really good thing for the game as well. A lot of really good small quality of life updates. The next thing is orb bosses and dungeon bosses will be lowered when it comes to the adjustment of the life points, which is a really good thing, because right now when you go to, let's say, the tier dungeon, you want to just finish out your stamina, right? You go ahead and go to the tier dungeon. You can only do 4 because each one costs 2. At the time of the update, we are going to be allowed to be able to do these tier dungeons with 1 life point, and that means you can do the full 5 life points of the run. If I'm not wrong, if I got this cleared up, I do think that the life points themselves don't affect how many tiers you get when it comes to how it costs 2 versus 1. I think we still get the same amount regardless, if you're comparing the two when it comes to 4 runs with the 2 cost and 5 runs with the 1 cost. I think they end up coming out the same, so they end up working on that. And again, really good thing, so that you can just waste all of your life points. You don't have to have that one single life point away from finishing out your whole stamina bar, so you can log off for the day. You're gonna be able to finally do that, which I think is amazing. And same thing goes for the orb bosses. The change affects them too, so I just think this is a really good option for a majority of players, without a doubt. Now I can start doing the orb bosses, because I really hated that 1 extra life point that was there for no reason. I think this is going to be one of the bigger ones for sure, also including some of the other things we're going to be looking at. They're going to be able to convert your Memorialia Shards, which I think is a pretty big deal. And the reason why I say this is because if you go into your Memorialia Shards, there's a abundance of characters that you may have the shards for. And a couple of things that I do want to say as well is that with this update, we are going to be seeing again more quality of life, which I'm going to get to in a quick moment. But what you can do with these right now, you're able to delete the surplus Memorialia Shards that you don't need. Right now I'm not going to do this because I'm scared that it's not that I haven't 10 ranked a lot of these, or 20 ranked them in A ranks. But you can convert, of course, shards to the specific chips. In the future, with those chips that you're going to be converting, let's say you have 600 A's, 222 S's, this is going to allow you to turn the A shards into the S shards, and then you could turn the S shards into the SS shards. And then another way that you're able to do this as well is with selling these shards. So let's say you get rid of a couple of A ranks and a couple of S ranks. It goes up to a certain limit. Once you do that, you're able to get points. Now these points allow you to buy items from the shop, allowing you to get the SS shard, which is an extra 10 SS shards, if I'm not wrong, for that month, which I think is absolutely beautiful, because this allows you to be able to limit break the characters that you really like. So you're able to delete the shards that you don't need. This is going to help spenders a lot more so than it is going to help free-to-play players, because it will be a faster way to get these shards. But for those that are free to play, whenever you do have your big summon session of the character that you actually like, then you will be able to, of course, take those remaining shards, convert them into points, make them into SS shards, and now you have even more shards to use to limit break some of the characters that you really like, or some of the more meta characters that you have as well. So I think that's a really good update, with you being able to get these crystals to be able to buy some things out of the shop. You're able to get these shards as well, allowing you to convert them into SS shards, which you're getting a lot more resources and a lot more bang for your buck for the summons that you're doing. So this is just a really overall good update to the, I guess you say, overabundance of shards you may have for some of these lower rank Memoria. That way you're able to make more SS shards, which are always infinitely loved to have, of course. And then you're also getting these other crystals for free, allowing you to just buy, you know, the S rank or guaranteed tickets, allowing you to buy the orb passes, or even the dungeon passes, allowing you to use more runs without having to actually use the Lifestone. So that's a lot of really good stuff coming into the game right now. And talking about these shards themselves, looking at, let's say I have to take the filter off because, you know, you don't want to overflow your box. Going into these, which sadly I have already gone through a lot of these. So going into limit breaks, of course, as you may know, especially for A ranks and S ranks, not really for SSs, A ranks and S ranks do take quite a bit to limit break, especially if you already have a lot of chips, because you have to go one at a time, and that might be a little annoying. Well, what if I told you that is no longer a problem? Because yes, the next time you use your limit break after the update, they will actually allow you to do more than one limit break at once. So if you have enough shards, whether you're going to be using the character specific shards or the shards that are going to be tied to the rank of that character itself, you are able to just limit break them all in one. So if you want to go from 1 to max, you literally just press the max button and then press apply, boom, it limit breaks them all the way to the end. That was only 1 click versus the billion clicks you probably had to do previously, which I love that update. When I was shown that, oh my god, I was so happy. And the same thing goes for reversion as well. Reversion, although not as frequent and maybe not a lot of players have already done this, reversion also does the same thing where you realistically would not go through this multiple times. But if you were to want to revert a character multiple times, let's say get to revert 1 to revert 5, well, you're able to not have to go through each step in clicking it. You can do the same thing like I said with the limit breaks, where you're able to go from 0 to 5 if you really wanted to, as long as you have the resources, and boom, 1 click, you're done, which I think is absolutely beautiful when it comes to, of course, the quality of life changes we are getting within this update, which I'm just super excited for. The next one I think is a big one for those that don't have a lot of time to play the game and also are taking a bit of a break from Heaven Burns Red, which is going to be after you reach the limit of your 5 life points. Of course, as you may know, the stamina bar itself, we are now going to be receiving reserve Lifestone. So this is going to allow you to get off the game. If it's maxed out, you'll be getting extra life points that you can use at any time. I think the conversion is going to be 4 Lifestone to turn into 1. So yes, you do have to miss quite a bit of time to be able to get that extra reserve Lifestone, and it's not something you want to aim for. It's just that if for some reason there's a way for you not to log in, or you just haven't had the chance to play the game in quite a while, or you had to drop the game for a minute and now you're coming back, well, you'll probably come back to a good amount of Lifestone so that you're able to actually clear content, level up some characters, do the new event story, and so that you're not so far behind and you actually have the resources to do what you need, not having to waste the Lifestone that you have already built up in your box, which I am waiting to use for the new events coming out. So it's a lot of really good stuff for players not only actively playing, but also those that need to take a break, those that don't have as much time to play the game. Like I said, really good changes that we're going to be getting. And then we're going to be seeing a UI update. Again, I have been showing video of a lot of these things that I've already talked about. The UI update that we're going to be receiving, of course, the home screen will look a little different, but we are also able to look at not only some of the characters that we don't currently have, but characters we do have, and the specific numbers and stats that we're going to be seeing from them when you end up pulling them out on the battlefield. So the same way I usually pull up the info on that website I always use to give you the exact number, to give you the characters that are coming out, we're basically getting that website inside the game, where you're able to see the damage values of characters, what they're able to do, what these specific moves do, all that different type of stuff. And I think that's just a really good thing to see. Not only that, we're also going to be receiving a UI update to the combat as well, most likely allowing us to not only see buffs for hit count finally, and also showing us who is getting buffed and what is getting buffed, which I think is absolutely beautiful. Not only that, we're also going to be able to see what the enemy has in terms of debuffs, in terms of resistances, all that different type of stuff in a more clean and a more simple fashion to look at, rather than just guessing with what debuffs do they have, what buffs do we have hit count on, do we have the buff on the right character. A lot of really nuanced stuff that was annoying to deal with, and a lot of the stuff that was a small problem are getting washed away with this update, which I think is absolutely amazing. I thank God for this update, because I cannot wait. With a couple of other things that we're going to be looking at, the outfit change is going to be really nice to see. Now, if I'm not wrong, okay, here it goes. So for the outfit change when it comes to all of your characters, so of course, if you don't know what this means that if you go into your, let's say where's the team function? If you go into your teams and you see you have a character like, let's say Ruka, I want to find one with Ruka. I have this Ruka with the black dress on. This Ruka, I can have her outfit on, anybody I want. I could even have the swimsuit Ruka realistically, because everyone should have the exchange characters fully limit broken. You could put the swimsuit Ruka on any of these 4 Rukas, either suit Ruka, the dark dress Ruka, the regular school Ruka, and then the other regular school Ruka. All of these characters can wear this swimsuit Ruka's outfit if you have limit break 10. It's going to be limit break 20 for the A ranks, which I think all of those are just a regular outfit. For the S ranks, which of course swimsuit Ruka is, limit break 10 is going to be theirs so that you can unlock their outfit. And for those that are SSs, you are going to need limit break 2. Thankfully it's not 3 and thankfully it's not 4. You are going to need limit break 2 to be able to put their outfit on everyone. You already know I'm unlocking this black dress for everyone. I'm giving suit Yuki, or maybe even swimsuit Yuki here. There's a lot of really good costumes in this game, and I'm very glad that they're allowing us to change out some of the costumes for these characters and allowing it to be put on other characters. I think this is a really good thing, and allows you to kind of min-max your outfits for the characters that you really like, which I think is a really cool thing. So yes, we are able to change our outfits in the game now, which I think is a beautiful change for us to get. The next one is going to be the Eternal Daphne. Now this resource here, I do want to preface this, and I will be making a separate video talking about this specifically, because this Eternal Daphne is a very limited resource. I mean very rare. The only time you get this is whenever a mission or a shop allows you to buy one, and they come very infrequently. This specific item allows you to gain a skill slot plus a 10% stat boost on a specific Memoria. So this means if you put the Eternal Daphne on a character like Aoi, and I put it on my maid Aoi, I want to give her that extra skill slot, I want to give her those 10% stats, this Eternal Daphne will give her those. Like I said, the Eternal Daphnes are very limited. You want to make sure that when you put them on someone, they're either giga meta, like if you care that much about meta, they're giga meta, or they're your favorite character without a doubt. And this again is going to be specified to a specific Memoria. So if you want to put it on maid Aoi, regular Aoi, which she'll be somewhere down here, regular Aoi, she will not have that extra skill slot, nor will she have that 10% buff that she will be getting when you put that Eternal Daphne on that Aoi. For some reason, I can't find SS1 Aoi, which is kind of crazy. But like I said, you really want to make sure that you are pulling exactly what you want, and that you are going to be, there you go, there's SS1 Aoi. I was trying to find it for so long. So that Eternal Daphne, you will not be able to get the stats, the skill slot for this specific Aoi if you put it on maid Aoi. It's a Memoria specific boost, and it is a very limited resource. There's only a couple of them that dropped on JP technically, and a lot of people just really save it unless it's their favorite character without a doubt. I know some people did it for Nanami because Nanami is, you know, of course, their favorite character. Some people did it on a super meta unit, like maybe even Sutama or Diva Ruka. There's a lot of really good characters that come out in the future that are really meta. Maybe even Inori possibly if you want to just go super meta. But it's not a resource to spend lightly. This is a very important resource, and I'll probably talk about this in another video just to specify it even more, because yes, it's a really big thing. But yes, that's a really good resource to have. You will be getting skill slot, you will be getting a boost to all stats, but this is not something you want to just throw on to any character that you want and spend it recklessly. It's a really big deal, and it's something that you get very sparingly within the game. But it's a really cool thing to see, especially if you have your favorite characters. It's just a way to shine with it. Or if you just want to giga boost the meta character, then this is also a way to do that as well. Going into the next one, I think this is a really big deal. We're going to be seeing an Anacroni update, which allows you to take on the Anacroni any time of the week, as long as you log in through that week. So this weekly ticket, you are able to use this ticket to be able to complete any Anacroni. And this Anacroni specific change is going to allow you, if you want to be able to stack up these tickets and use them whenever you want. You don't necessarily have to do the Anacroni that week. You can take the ticket, log in that week, and then you're able to just save it. If you don't feel like playing the game for some reason, you want to come in next week and do all your Anacronis, you're able to do so. Now, you are allowed to have any change for the bosses that you fight. So if you really want to fight Medusa because they're really easy, or maybe even the Aoi boss, you're able to do so. Or if you want to go against Flathand, you're able to do so. But there is going to be a difference between fighting the first boss ever to fighting the most current boss. And the reason why I say that is because you will be getting points tied to these tickets based on the bosses you fight. So these points will allow you to get some items from the shop that of course you want to pick up. Like I think the Daphne is a part of this as well. So this is something that you want to make sure that you're doing. If you fight only the easiest boss, you will not be able to clear the shop with all the things that it has in it when it comes to some of the S guaranteed tickets or passes, some of the currency plus that Eternal Daphne that I think is in there. You will not be able to clear out the shop. You will probably be able to get the Eternal Daphne and probably that's it. But if you fight, let's say Flathand, or you fight the more updated bosses, the way harder bosses, you will most likely be able to clear out that shop before the month ends, which is a really good thing. So yes, you're not able to just spam the first boss ever and just get an easy clear. If you really want to get all of your resources and you want to clear out the shop that is included with this Anacroni update, you want to make sure that you are clearing out the hardest boss. Now, this specific tier drop that we're going to see in this Anacroni update will drop from you completing any battle in the game. Doesn't have to be Anacroni, doesn't have to be score battle, doesn't have to be Orb Bosses. Anything in the game that you complete, you will be receiving these tiers. Now, for those that are wondering, what if I can't beat Flathand? What if I can't beat the newest bosses coming into the game so that I'm able to clear out the shop? These tiers help with that. With each boss increases the amount of tiers you need, but you are able to boost your team up by 5 stages if I'm not wrong, giving them more stats and more DP, allowing you to tank more and also deal more damage. This is kind of like a buffer or a helping hand if needed, if you feel like you can't complete it. There's nothing wrong with trying to fight the hard boss as much as you want, because the tickets won't be used upon you actually going into the battle. It only uses the tickets if you complete it. So if you lose, you still have your tickets. If for some reason you just like log out the game, you can still use them. As long as you haven't completed it, you'll be able to use it. But the tiers specifically will be used. So even if you lose with these tiers, you will not get a refund of the tiers. But this is not a very limited resource. You can use these whenever you want. You're going to be getting a lot of these as you play the game. And again, I will cover this in the future when talking about the Anacronies and probably showcasing off the update itself. But this is again a really good update for this mode, just because you're able to use it whenever you want. You don't have to do all of the Anacronies all in one go, and that's pretty much it. And then the tiers are a helping hand as well, which is a good thing. The next one is going to be Arts Battle. Now, Arts Battle is going to be a very, very weird one when it comes to the mode itself. This mode itself is going to require you to have your own units, but they're not going to care in anything, shape, or form when it comes to the actual, what is it? No, the moves matter, but the level of the character itself doesn't matter, because everything is contained within this mode. You're going to level up these characters within this mode with the cards, and you have to go through a battle process. This battle process is going to go through you going mini bosses, going through small enemies. You're going to level up your characters, and once you level up your characters to a certain amount, you will be allowed to fight the main boss, which of course, with you fighting the mini bosses and with you fighting the regular bosses, also getting your assorted amount of buffs coming from some of the characters that you're going to pull the cards of, you will be able to fight the boss and hopefully complete it, allowing you to clear out, if I'm not wrong, the point shop or points like score battle that you'll be getting upon this mode. This mode is a little gimmicky. Again, I will have my own video talking about this and also going over this mode, playing it, showcasing how it is done, and maybe some strategies you can use to be able to complete this. It looks very time consuming. I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this being played, it is quite time consuming and it takes quite a bit to be able to beat this mode, but we'll go out after that once I get my hands on the mode itself. And then of course, we're going to be seeing 150 free pulls coming with the 100-day celebration, which is absolutely amazing. This is going all the way up until Nina and Isuzu, and I'm assuming as well Aina and also Hisame, because Nina's on this picture. This is a great time for many new players to come into the game, and a lot of returning players as well to get some of the new units that they probably didn't get because they dropped the game a little early. But if you're coming back for the Angel Beats banner, it's a really good time. You're not only getting an SS free fire attacker, you're also getting 150 free pulls, which I think is absolutely beautiful, allow you to get a bunch of new units. And then other than that, there's a bunch of recent units on this banner, so I think this is just a really good thing for all players. I think the main thing I want to talk about when it comes to the banners themselves, coming into this update, yeah, this banner is busted here. This pay towards exclusive banner is absolutely busted. The reason I say this is because you are able to get a collab guaranteed SS on your 5th and 10th step of this step up banner. So this means you're either guaranteed Kanade or you're either guaranteed Yuri. Now it's very sad if you end up pulling Yuri because yes, she's free to play. But for Kanade specifically, if you can go to step 5 and pull Kanade, you basically just win. So if you are going to be spending in this game, this banner is pretty high value because not only does this have a majority of the newer units on the game, but this also allows you to get a pretty easy chance of grabbing that Kanade. Now, of course, I'm not telling you to spend if you can't spend. I'm just saying if you already are spending. Kanade and Yuri, of course, not wanting Yuri because she's free to play, but grabbing that Kanade pretty early would be kind of fire. This banner is kind of insane. And then we're also receiving even more buffs. This is not including the ones that we talked about before with Inori. This is not including the ones that are with the Karin, the Carl. There's a bunch of other characters that were receiving buffs in this update. We're also receiving another one. We have a part 3 buffs and they're all coming tomorrow, which I think is absolutely insane. So yes, there is a lot to look over. As soon as this update happens, now we'll have more videos talking about more specific things, but I just wanted to give a general overview of all the things coming into Heaven Burns Red as of now, because man, it's just insane to see what we're getting in terms of quality of life, banners, buffs, everything. It's gonna be a really good time for Heaven Burns players, and if you have friends that you I guess you could say are going to enjoy this game or really want to play this game, get them into it now. It's literally no better time than right now. So other than that, that's going to be it for this video. Make sure you have a like, comment, sub, all the different type of stuff. I'd appreciate it so much, and let me know how excited you are for this update, because this is by far one of the biggest updates we're going to receive in quite some time. I will hopefully stream the part 2 interlude very soon so I can kind of catch up, but we'll see. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. See you on the next one, and peace.